the blight definition. I mean, that would be something that's already established that we use as a city. So we wouldn't be creating blight. I mean, a new definition. We'd be using a working definition that we're currently using now.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then, not to give the whole history of Fairmont and the northwest side of town, but a lot of those homes and lots were developed after World War II. They're very tiny, so if one was to go down and to build something there, wouldn't meet the setbacks requirements, the restrictions, and the like. So this would give the opportunity to acquire the different properties, and some of those properties are up there with land trusts now. So the ability to acquire 2 or 3 or 4 lots and building just 1 or 2 homes is a tremendous value and benefit to using this. But the safeguards that we would have, so the city council would appoint, then the planning commission would review. So there would be one step of safeguardness there as well. Then let's say we establish this program 3 years, 4 years down the road, and we realize perhaps this isn't the way to go. Dissolving that would not be a major problem.
You can always change it and take it away.
Right, for sure. So this would just be an extra added step in the toolbox.
Yep.
So, Mr. City Manager, as I'm bouncing down here, looking to the next step, are you looking for the direction from the council to proceed with the next steps of formulating the LCRA, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, we're going to need at some point that direction. I think tonight, certainly, it's been a long time since the city utilized this as any kind of a development tool. So first and foremost, I wanted to give the chamber the opportunity to bring this conversation into that formal public realm. I know the council probably will want to take a little time digesting this. Sure. and maybe conversing a little bit more about some of the nuances. But at some juncture, yes, we would need to make that, appoint that board. As Mr. Allen pointed out a few years ago, Lee Summit resuscitated this tool. That was in 2009.
We had started those eminent domain proceedings to bring that property owner into discussion, which ultimately led us purchasing, which is now moving forward with Inglewood Arts. So it was a same but different tool. It was just us as a city using eminent domain as a possibility to bring that gentleman into negotiation to acquire. So this is one success story that we can mark using that process.
Anything else? All right, thank you for the presentation. That'll bring us to number 3, Independence Council for Economic Development Update. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Oh, sorry. She's back.
Go ahead and introduce our next speaker, which is our President and CEO of our Independence Council for Economic Development, Mr. J.D. Kerman, who's here to give his annual report to the council.
So I would like to make sure that everyone is aware, we are doing some network updates on the internet that is causing some disruptions in our stream. That is why we keep losing the mayor. An uninterrupted video of this meeting will be put up on YouTube tomorrow morning. We are working with tech services to stabilize this as quickly as we can, but there are some very important systems that have been impacted, so they take priority.
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, Mr. City Manager, city staff, and guests. My name is J.D. Kerman. I am the President and CEO of the Independence Council for Economic Development, and I'm pleased to be before you this evening. I've come today with my Vice President, Ms. Jody Krantz, who I want to recognize. Many of you may recognize Jody for her business retention efforts over the many, many years here. Our Vice Chair, Steve Maurer, who you've also just met. For the last couple of months, and over again, and I've had conversations with some of you about this issue, but I've identified what those 3 things are, and I think that you'll agree with me tonight. I fall under one of these 3 important categories, and how many times all 3 are manifest themselves in a given issue. So the things that I hear the most common are frustration with getting business done, frustration exactly where they need to go and what they need to do to get there. And finally, the advocacy portion cannot be understated. So much of the effort that is already taking place in Independence simply needs an advocate from the economic development side. I've had conversations with a few of you who are working hard on community development projects, workforce development projects, neighborhood projects, corridor projects. All of these things have an economic development component because they're not only creating new business, but they're also ensuring that there's going to be a pipeline of jobs now and in the future inside Independence. So without